Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday Underground stream. Today we have a nice panel here, as always. I think I see a Guinea in the back as well. You there, Tommy, or is it internet issues again? Let me know, brother. But yeah, we got a couple topics today. I also do want to say a goodbye to probably one of the best dogs ever. This week on Monday. My dog Lillo passed away. I put it on Twitter and a couple of other social media places. And yeah, everyone who's sending messages and prayers and good thoughts and everything and their condolences, I thank you all, like truly. It helped me a ton. It's the only reason why I kept streaming. I was going to take like a week or two off, but yeah, you guys helped tremendously. Tommy, Trina, Etep, you guys all said really nice words and helped me out too in a big way. So I want to thank you guys. But yeah, it's always rough with that type of stuff for sure. Yeah, before we get into any of that stuff, because we're going to talk about some fun stuff too. We're going to talk about Monarch Episode 4. I goofed when I first put up the YouTube thing. I said it was 3. It's actually Episode 4. Yeah, we're going to cover a little bit of that, and we're going to jump into the video game stuff. What's been going on? Because PlayStation made a very crazy announcement a couple days ago, and people are losing stuff that they paid for, which is very crazy and evil. But that's
piracy justified.
Yeah, with them losing the stuff.
You're not wrong. Yeah. And we're going to get into a little bit of Alex Jones. So, yes, of course, we do have a Rumble side set up as well. For those who are over there now, I thank you. But, yeah, we're going to do a little bit on YouTube first. Let me see. Yeah, Tommy's internet is kind of shitting the bed right now. But, yeah, if he could get back on, that'd be awesome whenever he could. But, yeah, let me say hello to Draven. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yeah. It's been a pretty good day. I've been playing a game that I was waiting for it to come out that Chris knows what I'm talking about. It's a visual novel I've been playing. So yeah.
Okay.
That's what I did most of the day.
It wasn't the female Alan Wake?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
This is something that I was enjoying more than that.
Alan Woke.
Potential trash fire. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's good though. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, we're gonna kick it on over to Bad Take Bojan. How you doing, Tina?
I'm doing pretty good. Today at work was one of those typical like hurry up and wait days. We're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get this done. Oh, we don't have approval. Oh my gosh, we gotta get this done. Oh, IT can't get back to us. And I'm like, all right, forget it. I'm just gonna sit here and pretend I work today. So
yeah, sometimes you gotta do that.
Exactly. So as usual, I love kicking off my weekend with you guys, and I am very happy to be here.
That's awesome. And yeah, happy to have you here. As always. We're going to throw it on over to Trina with Real Horror, another fantastic individual. Yeah, so Trina, how you doing today?
Well, happy Friday to everybody. Looking forward to this stream.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know how in depth we're going to get with this episode, to be quite honest. Only because, again, Draven didn't see all of it. You know, there were some issues I know, but the episode was good though. That was a damn good one, and it pivoted into a better direction. So that's definitely good. We're going to throw it on over to Chris. How you doing? This is the legend, Chris Fisk.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for the invite. Yeah, Friday, finally, weekend.
Yeah, this week was kind of lightning fast for me. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, we had some fun times too. I know you guys had a wrestling stream on Tuesday. I was over on World Class Bullshitters. Had a fantastic conversation with the guys over there, Andrew, Jeff, and Script Doctor. That was a killer episode. We did like over 4 hours.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty great. So yeah, if you haven't checked that out, yeah, check that out at some point. Very, very cool stuff. But let me share the screen real quick. So I mean, and I wanted to get him on the title card because he deserved it. Because this dog was never afraid. He didn't care how big another dog was. He stood his ground, and Godzilla has nothing on him. Just saying.
You can't beat that little dog attitude.
Yeah, it's
No way.
it's not the size of the dog in the fight; it's the size of the fight in the dog.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, this little guy, he stuck around for 2 years.
Damn.
2 years with cancer, on and off.
Wow.
Strong to the last day. Just what an amazing little guy. But yeah, he was something special. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for, like I said, all the kind words and all that. You know, wherever you wrote me, I try to get back to everyone. But yeah, it's it's one of those things, you know. It's rough because they do become like family.
Well, they are family, dude. Like
Yeah, they are.
Well, what the thing about pets is like, with people when they go, there's so many conflicting emotions. With pets, there's only one: love. You know.
Yeah.
It's fucking heartbreaking, man. I'm sorry you got it. Like that sucks.
Yeah, that's exactly it, dude. Because that's it. It was just a ball of love. You know, you never. Yeah, you're right. With people, it's different. You'll have fights. You'll have falling outs. It's like, no way, man. No, you screwed me over in that deal. Never. Oh, no, you dead to me. You'll never have that with a dog or a cat. You're never gonna have that. It's just gonna be like, you know, they come to you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, when animals go, there's a huge loss when they're gone. When people go, I'm just like,
oh my God, get a doctor, get a hearse. It's dead fucking poo.
Damn,
Tommy, you're not wrong. I got relatives like that.
what's going on, everybody? That's how the pig makes the entrance.
Dude, how you doing today, man?
You know, it's another one of those days.
Oh, man.
I'm a little bit sore from cleaning up the pig's home. Talk about taking care of pigs.
Yeah. And it's crazy. You didn't think you'd have a bond that strong with, you know, these things. You got to pick up their poop. I don't know. Is it a bonding experience?
Well, nothing is quite like the new bedding I'm using, Vinny. Here you go. This is how much I care for these little guys. The shop vac that I use to clean up their bedding. Well, when it gets nice and nasty, like Captain Shit Slides Rorschach over there, the shit gets jammed up in the end of the freaking tube.
Okay.
On
OCD. I gotta step away. Sorry, OCD.
Yeah, there it goes. And then you got to dig in the end of the tube. It's just so much fun.
Jesus.
Not okay.
Man, right out of the gate.
Happy Friday. Let's talk about cleaning shit out of a vacuum cleaner.
That's right.
Wow.
This is how you start the freaking weekend off.
Let me say hi to everybody. We had told that was first one in tonight. Yeah, it was just a great show, man. Thank you, dude. And I know YouTube. Oh my God, they're attacking this guy. They're going after him in a big way. Completely shadow banned. He had like one view. It was ridiculous. He's got 1,000 subscribers and he had like one view on his last like 2 videos or something. They're monsters, but I know he called them out in a massive way too, like even in the title, which I was laughing at. That was great. But yeah, Tolbat's a legend. I got to get him back on soon. Maybe on a Sunday stream if he's available. Super fan Adam Shawhan, what's up, brother? Always great seeing you. Tina was saying hi to everybody. Iceman Modeler as well. I know he said that it reminds him of his dog. Yeah, dude. It's rough. Keely Chow, what's up, buddy? Always great seeing you. Glad that you could pop in tonight as well. Chris was saying hello to everyone. Saul Assassin, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here as well. Let's see.
What up?
Papa Cotton. Hey, brother. Awesome to see you as well. You got everybody, but yeah, it's crazy stuff for sure. But yeah, dude, we're just happy he didn't suffer in any massive ways, nothing like that. He was on painkillers, and it was just like everything just happened all on the day of. Like his tumors and stuff that were on his leg, it felt like they were growing by the hour.
Oh, damn.
What was going on? Even when everything was said and done, they said it turned into like cement and completely gray. They've never seen anything like this before in their life.
No, I'll tell you what. That's one thing
Wow.
it's pretty amazing about animals, how much that they can hide that stuff.
Mhm.
'Cause you know that those problems were there for a while, and the dog was feeling. I mean, it's the same thing what I had with Cringer. Like Cringer probably he felt something was wrong, but he has no way of really letting you know. I mean, some animals can, but most of them can't. So, I mean, even though it seems all of a sudden to us, it was probably there, and we just didn't notice it because the animals just don't show it.
Well,
Oh
and
yeah,
also,
dude.
I mean, they don't show it as a survival mechanism. You know, you can't show
Yeah.
that you're weak because
Mhm.
either your pack group, whatever you want to call it, will abandon you, or you look more appealing to a predator. So, you know, as much as, you know, the animals are friends with them, I mean, we do the same thing. You know, you're not
Yeah.
going to show your weaknesses to, you know, to anyone you consider a competition. So
Yeah, there is that too, but then at the same time, I mean, I don't know. It's just, in the end, it's a little bit different. When he was younger, you know, you could tell it was stuff like that. Or if he wasn't feeling good, he'd go he'd try to find a room by himself for a bit, you know, just to kind of lay down. But like the medicines were working at first. Then he got a reaction to one of them. I mean, the whole kind of thing was insane. But like Soul Assassin's right too, because I've seen this recently as well, and it's scary how many tweets he's been seeing of people's pets passing. And yeah, I think it's something to talk about over on Rumble, to be quite honest, because I know there's a certain doctor who mentioned something.
Well, we did mention that stuff before. I mean, obviously, we're not getting into it right here, but
No.
I mean, I was kind of skeptical about some of the things with some of the pigs.
Yeah, I'll say this.
At once.
In the food.
I'll say this too. My parents' eye doctor, because my dad had to get a surgery recently. He's okay, thank God. But showed him the photos and stuff, and he told us a little story as well. And because he also had lost a pet, and it took them 12 years before they bought another one. This time they got two. But he goes, with these little guys, he goes, I know a thing or two, and I'm not going to get into it, but he goes, they will not be vaccinated. That's something he said very, very clearly. So you know, that's his something that, yeah, like I said, we'll get more into that over, I think, on the Rumble side of things. But yeah, it is insane. This type of stuff is it's scary. It ain't cool. But yeah, it is heartbreaking because yeah, they are family, like Chris said, like everybody's been saying, and they are, and that is the crazy thing too. You know, it's nothing but love from these guys. They're super cool. They're awesome.
And Soul Assassin, yeah, big hugs for that buddy. I know what that's like. Even if it's a few years ago, sometimes the pets actually have a bigger hold on you than most people.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, sending nothing but love to you and your family as well. Yeah, I thought I'd show a couple photos of this little guy too, because yeah, it's Christmas time, and you know, it's see something cute, and yeah, here's a good one, because I'm more private about stuff, but you know, with this guy, he deserves a little spotlight.
Did he help the Grinch push that giant sled down the hill?
You know, it's funny. On this thing was reversible, and he had like antlers on the other side. So he was like,
nice.
You know, awesome little guy.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, he was.
Is that a purebred pug, or is it like a pug bull mix, or
Sharpei? And
oh yeah.
Pug, yeah. He's like 25% Sharpei.
Oh shit.
Cute as hell. That's what.
Yeah.
Right. Hey Adam, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Burning leaves, as you can see, helping the neighbor out. He's bringing his leaves, and we're burning. So we're gonna burn and listen and talk.
Nice.
Did you say you were helping the neighbor out by burning him?
Yeah. Purify with fire.
Exterminatus.
No, I would not do that to the chicken man. You do not barbecue the chicken man. No.
Oh man, yeah. This guy, man, he was so damn cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was wearing Frankie's cap here.
Yeah.
Very mafia-like.
Dude, we need to Photoshop that onto like mirror it and then put like the side of a taxi cab door.
Yeah, you need to caption "Kiss My Paw" on that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you headed?
Yeah, this guy was fantastic. It's funny too because when he was really small, he looked more like a Shar-Pei, and as he got older, he looked more like a pug all the way.
Mm.
But yeah, just what a great little guy.
Yeah.
So awesome. But yeah, I like seeing him when he was healthier for sure. But yeah, like I said, I just want to give a little shout out to him. He's just the best. Oh yeah, I did keep one of his favorite toys. You're gonna like this one too, because he couldn't eat it himself. So
That's awesome.
Remember what I said about those sandwiches? This is one of the things I said it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, pro
Stop
tip,
it.
it's not Nutella in there.
Holy shit! But yeah, he loved that thing, man. Just read through it. He'd run all over the place. He'd always want to play with that when he was younger, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, best little dude ever. We'll give you one more. Because yeah, this guy, he was a boss. Yeah, and he got to see Italy win the World Cup, so that's awesome. He was like a little good luck charm.
Aww.
So yeah, that was the night before.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But we're gonna jump into Monarch. So Tommy, you want to start off with that one?
Oh, well, I mean, this is basically where I started at the end of last week's show. So I think that they really did take it in a better direction in this episode. You definitely get a lot more, like out of all the episodes, this is the one where you get a lot more monster time with this one. So, I mean, this picks up where the last one left off, where they're looking for the father of the two kids, and they've gone to Alaska. And really, I think Kurt Russell really does take the lead a lot more in this episode. It feels like more so than the kids kind of freaking, leading him around in a way. This felt like more like something that you would expect to be in the Monsterverse, quite honestly. And the way that they did the monster and what its powers are, the way they showed it, I thought that was really, really fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was so much different than everything else. I mean, I think if they're going, this is the direction that they're going, ramping it up. This is going to be a hell of a ride with Monarch.
Oh yeah, I was very surprised by it too, because the thing was massive compared to people, but compared to like something like Godzilla or one of the other ones, he was tiny. But his power set was awesome. That was really, really cool. And how he sucked in energy of like the heat or whatever's kind of around him like that, and then like it instantly turned to ice. Like that was really, really cool. I was not expecting that. And yeah, there was something that happened in this episode that had me laughing, because it's like, so it's Kurt Russell's character, the scientists, two kids, they're half siblings. They didn't know about one another. Apparently he had another family, and I think they're going to dive into that coming up soon. But about who the Asian girls, who the mother is, and all that. But how they have it, I think it's really good. So it's the two of them, the boy, the girl, and this black girl, this computer one, who used to date the Asian kid, and she's like this computer girl. They try to build her up a little bit, like her hacking skills, but she was also sloppy as shit, and Monarch got on their trail because of her mistakes. So I like that it's not the girl power thing. It looked like they start to go in that direction, and then you can see how they goof it up.
Well,
and then
they make her look like a complete idiot in this episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Tolvac, thank you, brother. Much love, man. I appreciate it. But yeah. This was hilarious, because this giant ice monster thing. They ran into like this kind of little cave part where he didn't see where they were, and they were hiding. But as they're hiding, you can kind of see like the ice sheet above them, and as he's stepping, like they're getting scared, and they're trying to be as silent as possible. And the black girl is standing not on the ice part, but like on a thinner piece of ice. And as he steps, the vibrations, everything cracks the floor, like that piece underneath her, and her legs get submerged in ice water, like up to the knee. It was hilarious, because it's like, You think they're gonna be girl power moments, and no, she becomes just
Yeah, because she was being a whiny bitch to the Asian kid like before that because they had some kind of relationship before that.
Yeah, she was being disrespectful to him.
Yep.
And like you're in this situation, you should be acting a little bit differently. All of you guys and girls need to survive it, not start to hit or neg or do that type of stupid shit. So I'm glad that she kind of got her slap in the mouth, and yeah. So as he kind of disappears, like he goes back underground in his own little part. They're trying to find where they need to go now because she could get hypothermia and die very easily, and all that. So they see something in the distance, but the Asian kid, when the plane was coming down the first time on the previous episode, he saw something. It looked like some kind of little outpost or something. And she was playing dumb like she didn't see or didn't know because they saw the bright lights on the other side. So they kind of split. And the Asian kid goes by himself. He goes, I'm going to find help and I'll go get him. And Kurt Russell goes, well, normally it's not wise to separate like that. But if you really believe that you saw this, he goes, yes, I know I did when the plane was going down. So he went, fine. We're going to go this direction. If we split up into two parties like that, it might be the best chance. So, because they're running out of time for that girl as well. So the Asian kid goes in one direction and they go in the other one. And ultimately, it looks like that Asian kid was kind of screwed. He's passing out and he's seeing like visions of his father and stuff like that. And it kind of leads him to it was like a little outpost thing. And while he finds that, the other ones, they ended up making a giant circle. What they thought they saw was like a trick or something, because they established it in the previous episodes where those big these Titan characters, there's weird anomalies that happen when they're around. There's weird shit that they see in the skies. It could be like with that, the energy that they kind of expel or absorb or whatever it is. And so they ended up being right in the same spot where they started. So that was kind of crazy. And like, you think this black girl's gonna die, and there's like a helicopter that pops up, and the Asian kid, he was able to get help. So as they're there, that creature starts to attack because he hears the helicopter coming, and Kurt Russell's character, they were attacked right before the plane came, and they were trying to get to that other spot where they hid the first time, and he kind of falls behind. But then he comes up with the plan because he saw something that he was doing. There was a fire that ended up starting, and it stopped to absorb the heat and the energy from the fire. So as it did that, he's like, oh, wait, I think, there's something here I could, he wanted to trap it or trick it. He does something really heroic and awesome in that episode. He ends up being the reason why him and the other male character are the reasons why they all survive. So I won't say exactly what happened if you guys want to see it when you get a chance to, but it was really cool, and it feels like they're getting again into bigger stuff, into cooler shit, which I'm looking forward to, because this shows it's ramping up to be something really good. So.
Yeah, it is. And I like the ice thing because, like you said, it absorbs like the heat, and I know like Godzilla and stuff, they like absorb nuclear energy. So I'm wondering if not all of them absorb nuclear energy, and this is like the energy source that this thing likes to absorb. And basically, when there's nobody around, it's kind of like in hibernation, and that's why it was like under the ice at first, and it broke out.
Yeah, that is cool. And look, Adam, he's actually, it's like what happened in the episode. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't remember. Did they say what was on that battleship? Was it in the end of the second episode?
They didn't. They
character?
kind of like made it seem like they caught something or whatever in the one part, or like after that they like caught something. It made it look like they captured one. At least that's what I took from it. Then they jumped around again as far as timeline.
Yeah. That's right. They kept doing that. So I'm curious to see where they're going to go with this, because there is a lot of cool stuff that's happening, and I like that you're seeing a lot of different monsters too. It's not just Godzilla. Although he was in 2 episodes so far, which is cool, and a little bit of Kong in that very the opening of the first one, which was
Mm-hmm.
excellent. I still want to see Godzilla Minus Zero. I know it's separate from all of this.
Did you
But-
see the X versus or Godzilla X Kong, right? New Empire trailer?
No, I keep missing this one. If you could find it, we'll play it over on Rumble.
Yeah, I can bring it up.
So yeah, we've got a little bit of time on that one. But anyone else want to say anything about this episode?
I haven't seen the episode, but something that I've noticed with the whole kaiju, especially the Toho genre stuff, I worry that this is going to be the new superhero genre. How many Godzilla freaking property like media things have we seen in less than a month?
Yeah.
There's Godzilla 01 or whatever, or Year -1 or whatever. Then there's the series, the Monarch, and then there was something else coming out. Was it Godzilla versus King Kong 2 or whatever?
That's what Draven was just talking about. Godzilla.
Yeah,
Kong,
the pink
New
Godzilla.
Empire.
Yeah.
Well, that's
a power up.
Yeah, it's a
There's
reference.
a lot of people that don't understand. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Draven. You.
Sorry, it's a reference to Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, I'm just
well.
saying. I'm just saying that there are three. I didn't say anything negative or positive about the pink thing. That was the only thing that I recognized about it. I don't care the color, but it's like, guys, slow the frick down. Like you're gonna fill the market with too much shit, and you're gonna basically do exactly what you did with superheroes. Like,
I thought it was odd that Toho was just doing another Godzilla by themselves like that.
Yeah,
Monarch is connected to what they're doing in the movies. Direct connection.
Well, Godzilla versus Kong was in 21, so there's at least 2 years in between. So like if they pace them out, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, pace it out, man. Like it's good to be it's a good time to be a Toho fan, but like
hold on. Chris says Kong has an Infinity Gauntlet now. What?
He does have a fist, yeah.
He winds up getting cybernetics, from what I understand, is supposed to be part of the storyline because he gets really injured somehow in this upcoming movie. But that isn't until 2024, sometime next year, or is it 25 now?
It's
24, I believe.
24 should be.
Well, Chris, I understand what you're saying. I will say this though. So even though you have like the two Godzilla things going on, because you got the two different versions. So you got the MonsterVerse and you got Toho. Toho doesn't release a Godzilla film very often now. There's a lot more. Yeah, they're a lot more sporadic when they do them.
Yeah,
but it's all like it just seems really weird that like we saw three things all in production or announced or close to release or whatever.
Well, Chris, I have a theory. Hold on, I got a theory on that. I think it's because they want to prepare us for the amount of destruction that's going to happen.
Don't worry.
I will say this though about the Monarch thing. They could have easily just made it all about Godzilla the entire time. And that's the one thing I appreciate that they're doing. They're not. And they're not giving you the same old that you've seen everywhere else. At least you're getting something a little different.
That's
where when you're looking at most of these superhero movies, they're always revolving around mostly the same core group of characters all the time with a lot of their properties. So,
yeah. I just, again, though, it's this like kaiju thing that came out of nowhere. Like, seriously, like in 2020, like we were just coming off of what was it, the Kong, and then we went into the Kong versus Godzilla, and it was like, okay, and then all of a sudden, I heard you like kaiju. How'd you like some kaiju in your kaiju? You know, and it was like, holy shit, guys, calm down. Like
Chris is like, wait a minute. I'll take a side of kaiju with my kaiju. I don't want the full second meal.
Yeah, please.
The last Toho one was the Shin Godzilla, and that was in 2016. And the new one that Toho is doing is the -0 or whatever. So Toho has waited a while to put out another thing because basically the rights are like they're separate.
Yeah, but they all have the same property. Like you know what I mean? Like it's all in the same universe. Like I don't care if it's Toho or if it's like somebody that licensed the Toho properties. It worries me because like I have one of my friends kids loves anything Godzilla, like anything kaiju, whatever. Like we're playing the shit out of King of Monsters on the Neo Geo, and loves all that stuff. And it's like this kid is probably like super ecstatic now that like all this stuff is coming out. But what I worry about though is it's like everybody knows that like superheroes are dead. Like Marvel they pulled the Marvels before it was technically even supposed to be like the end of its theater run because it was doing that poorly. Yeah, and it's like, what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna latch onto and milk now? And it's like, in all honesty, good on them for giving customers what they wanted because everybody that I hear that's a kaiju fan are like, this is really good. Like I'm actually enjoying this. And I'm happy with that, but the abused entertainment consumer that I am, I just worry that we're going to see, -1 is awesome. The first season of Monarch's awesome. Godzilla vs. King Kong's awesome. And then the next wave is going to be like Marvel Stage 4.
I get what you're saying. You're worried about they're going to dilute it if they keep pumping out too much stuff.
Yeah, and it's just the quality's going to go down, and it's like you flooded the market with kaiju, and now everybody's going to be like, I'm sick of this kaiju shit. And it's like, don't do that to kaiju stuff. Like,
I will say the quality is them keeping the copyright from Toho, I believe, is linked to the quality of the films as well. Because there was there for a while, they weren't even sure if we were going to get another American version. Like after the first one, so like
the Matthew Broderick one.
Yes. Oh. Well, no, I mean like even after the 2016 one, like there was like
2016. Yeah, there was
2014. That's it. Yeah, so
that was awesome. Dude.
They're very stingent on like letting that property like be made into other stuff. So
well, they're also very they're very how can I put it? They're very much like overlords with that property. So if they see somebody is not doing it justice, they're going to yank the licensing deal. And I think that's part of the agreement that they have in place with Legendary, with the Monsterverse.
Which is good.
If you're going to do this and we're going to license you Godzilla, you better not screw it up.
Yeah. Well, that's it. If they screw it up, it's going to be pulled. So good on them. If Toho, and that's why Toho, I think they just released that -1 to be like, oh yeah, this better be good what you're working on. Because if it ain't, guess what? We're just going to go back to us.
Well, because they had do you remember the Netflix anime series of Godzilla? It came out, I think, after the 20. Like, I couldn't get into it, man. Like,
I never saw it.
Yeah, a lot of people like that's like.
Oh, the super future.
Yeah. I was like,
it's not very good.
Yeah, and I don't want to see a property that comes around once in a blue moon just get like, bam, and then it's like, oh no, kaiju sucks. Remember those last movies? It's like, dude, don't do that to the
Yeah. By the way, I do want to jump into this before Chris has got to get going. Because Samba Gogo, he goes, ahoy. Another day, another bad news story for the consoles. That's right. Holy shit. I was literally in GameStop the other day. And I heard this customer, he picked up something for, by the way, happy Hanukkah, Chris. Yeah. There was a guy in the store, he was picking up one of the Nintendo things for his nephew for Hanukkah, and as he's talking there, he was asking about the games and the digital and all that crap, and the guy goes, "Never get digital." He goes, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Sony 2 days ago just announced 1,500 games gone." He goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, the digital games gone."
But you know what? First off, Chris, Mazel Tov. But you know what? This is actually nothing. This is nothing unusual when you really think
God bless
about it.
you.
I know I've talked about this before with Xbox. The Xbox did this exact same thing. They just took a bunch of shit from their library and they just got rid of it because they said their terms of service, and it didn't matter if you paid for that full digital copy or not. They still deleted it. This is PlayStation following suit. What fucking Microsoft already did.
It's in the terms of agreement. It says you do not own the digital copy.
Well, you don't own the physical one either.
Yeah. What you were telling us. Yep.
Yeah, like, so good luck trying to play the Ubisoft version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. They did a 3D remake. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. You remember Silent Hills, the whatever it was, the freaking something demo they had with Norman Reedus? Yeah, that's gone. They just pulled it right off your library without your consent. You connect to their servers and gone.
So the stuff with the digital right now that's being removed isn't games. It's just the discovery stuff. It's not games libraries. So I don't know where
Well,
that.
no,
They've been doing it.
Time out.
I'm not saying that it's something that can't happen, but I'm saying it hasn't happened.
No.
Well, it has.
No,
with
it has. It has.
and-
That's what the guy. Yeah, that's what the guy was saying in GameStop. He said 2 days ago they announced it. The Discovery thing was earlier that they said that they removed that, but the games, he said, they lost the licensing for it for 1,500 games, and I think on the 31st or something they're pulling them all.
That's not the games. The 31st is the Discovery stuff. Like I'm looking at I looked the stuff up right now.
Yeah,
it's just Discovery stuff right now.
It's only been a handful of games. But that's the thing is that's just a precedent. They're setting a precedent with the movies and stuff, and that's why people should be concerned. They have done it with a handful of games. They did it with that Silent Hill demo thing. They did it with Ninja Turtles. They've done it with try to buy a legit copy of Outrun 2006. It doesn't exist because they lost the licensing deal with Ferrari. So they're like, guess what? I don't care if you own it anymore. You're not re-downloading it. It's gone. So
I'm not saying they weren't going to do it to games, but
but like what sucks is what people don't understand is when you hear the clarion call of buy physical and buy physical only. These assholes for the last 15 years, like when I was in the industry, they would release their release candidate, i.e. the build or the game that's on the disc that they sell you is incomplete and is nigh unplayable. In fact, most of those games you can't even win. There's no end-to-end completion to it, so you can't even win the game from on disc. Okay, because it requires a day zero patch. And how that got past the TRCs and TCRs shows how corrupt and bullshit that whole certification process is for the consoles. But you got this thing, you buy this disc, and you're like, haha, they stole it from all these poor schmucks who bought the digital copy. But I got the physical. Yeah, there's 13 megabytes on that freaking disc. And it's got an installer in it.
It's funny too because back when Xbox One came out, everybody, because it was originally going to be where you had to always be online your game, so you couldn't basically you couldn't resell them and stuff. Well, they basically did that on all systems now, but they slowly rolled it out and didn't tell anybody. Yeah, that's what they were doing.
Well, they what they did was they boiled the frog. They got you used to it.
Yep.
And honestly, fuck this gaming industry, dude. We watched that gaming, or was it the award show with Dorito Pope?
I was only there for a little bit.
Dude, all it was basically a 3.5 hour advertisement block. It was another excuse to do E3. So they're like, look at our games. Everything was either a cutscene, pre-rendered shit, or it's a vertical slice. They had no playable footage or anything. And then they're like, all the awards were bought and paid for. The only thing that made me laugh at that was the fact that Spider-Man 2 Woke Edition got 0 awards, and people are having a freaking meltdown on Twitter about it. And I'm like, good. The game was a piece of shit.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad. Yeah, like you said, they deserved it. They deserved it for the shit that they pulled on everybody. But we've talked about this too, and Chris said it. A lot of these companies, they think they thought they were going to be able to go on a strike or something too. And he goes, yeah, if that happens, they got their hands together like this because they know all the stupid kids coming out of those schools with all that crazy ideology. They're going to be pouring into this industry even faster and destroying everything. So you're not going to have AAA games anymore. It's all going to be some kind of garbage. Like you said, black girl with a heifer head shaved with penis.
Did you see those trailers yesterday? You'd swear that white people were a minority in America. Every game was black
outside of the JRPGs, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to play the BET video games console. Nope. And this has nothing to do with against blacks or anything. It's just guys, come on,
freaking Tony.
Chris, I had a big discussion on that on Tuesday on my channel, and especially about the GTA nonsense. And as far as GTA is concerned, that one I know everybody came out, everything's been blackwashed and everything, and it absolutely has.
Yeah, that one didn't bother me.
If you watch that entire trailer, that one actually isn't. But However, the people that are sitting there defending that game now, that they're getting these right-wing people to defend in that game, they forget what freaking Rockstar has done in the past.
Oh, yeah.
All the bullshit that they said they were going to do, all the shit where they said they're not going to make jokes in their games against any kind of marginalized groups and all this other woke shit that they've been doing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they've got these paid agitators sitting there on Twitter right now, drumming these people up so they can get interest in this game before it even comes out again. They've done the same thing with a few of the other games, like they did it with Hogwarts. They drummed up all this freaking, all this rage to get people to buy in and defend it. And it's the same shit over and over again. And eventually what's going to happen is because the people that actually on that side of the fence, the left-wing lunatics, they don't even play these type of games. They play that stupid like Bubble Witch or whatever the fuck other freaking phone app games, and that's what you're going to wind up seeing on consoles. That's going to become their big seller. That's why do you think Blizzard had bought out what was that Kings?
Yep.
That does some of those freaking app games because they see that's where it's heading, and that's all you're going to wind up seeing on consoles pretty much at one point. It's going to be 80% app games and maybe 20% actual legit regular games.
Well, there's no money in regular games anymore. Like they're like. So, like, Capcom and a couple of these other companies are attacking modders now. And I hate to break it to you, but when you kill modders in the video game industry, you killed companies. You killed the industry.
Because
Because
there's no more interest in your product.
Yeah, well, community-created content provides a value-added service to game development because game development studios are risk-averse. You know, they cannot. They have a limited amount of resources, so they can't experiment. They're like, we are not going to fund this product unless it's guaranteed to sell copies. So all of your experimental, like new genres and all that shit, that's not going to exist. Like if you haven't noticed, every game in the last like 15, 20 years that's come out has had a number next to it. You know, there's very few original IPs, and everything that you see now, you say like you can hear the sales pitch meeting where they're like, oh, it's like X plus Y, like it's like Pac-Man meets fucking Super Mario Brothers or something stupid, you know. Instead of saying it's our own original IP, they don't do that anymore. And unfortunately, when the modders go, so too does the industry. And they're like, Capcom's like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of that for Street Fighter. So that means that all the fucking dudes that are like modding in like the hot Chun-Li with the jiggling tits and stuff, gone. Okay, so that means you just lost customers. Like there are people I know that literally buy that shit just for the waifu crap.
Yeah.
Yep. You just lost a market right there.
Oh yeah. By the way, Tony said no matter how much Draven begs him to go on next year to watch Video Game Workshop, he's not coming on. So
that was all his idea. That was all his idea, not mine. I was like, I could give two shits about this award show. And he's like, hey, do you want to stream? We're like, fine, we'll stream it because we don't stream that much anymore. So it's all his damn fault that we had to watch the Dorito Pope.
I only watched up until they showed the Kratos Valhalla trailer, the free DLC. That I'm excited about. It's the one thing I'm excited about in the video game world right now.
That does look good. Yeah. That, and then there was two Dark Souls like games, the Journey to the West thing, and then there was that Ronin game, and then the Persona 3 Reload, which is basically a remake of Persona 3, and then there's another game that company did that I was interested in. But,
did you guys see what Sega announced?
No.
Oh yeah.
Sega, like all of us retro nerd guys were like freaking gushing, and I worry because the one so they announced 5 games in 90 seconds. Okay, they had this little 90-second montage of all these badass games that are coming out using their original Sega properties. So there's a new Shinobi coming out. There's a new Crazy Taxi. There's a new Streets of Rage. A new Golden Axe.
Streets of Rage and Golden
Jet
Axe.
Set Radio.
Yeah, Jet Set Radio. My only problem was when they showed Golden Axe, it's in a free camera 3D. No, fuck that, dude. Go back to do what Streets of Rage 4 did put Golden Axe in there, because we already had a free camera Golden Axe. It was called Beast Rider, and it was a freaking animated dog turd.
Oh, okay.
It was fucking terrible.
And what systems are those going to be out on?
I think it's everything. I'll get it on Steam or PC or Good Old Games or wherever it comes.
Okay,
but
cool.
It looked like that was the only thing where I'm like, yay, because they showed Revenge, like a Shinobi game, and it was done in that same kind of style as Streets of Rage 4, like the art style wise. And I love that art style. It's like the early Capcom, like that comic. Like I don't really know how to describe it. Where like the people have like big hands, like almost like Joe Madureira style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that art style. And,
it's fun. It's fun. By the way, he did release 3 more issues of Battle Chasers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's doing it like in these little chunks. So if you are into that and you like the original story, now they're up to issue 12. And he's going to do them sporadically. So I guess once the stories are done, then they're going to release like another set.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, good stuff all around. And I got to say, Planet Tobor as well. He popped in a bit. And he said, he goes, it's 1,500 TV shows and movies. But again, the guy at GameStop said that he was told by the company that they're hitting the games as well.
Yep.
Sony lost more than what they had said. And he goes, that's why, because normally they would sell those cards as well. They didn't care as long as they made some kind of sales in the store. Just go ahead and get people. They could do the download. It doesn't matter. Make sure you sell off the cards and all that shit. Now he's like, no, they're pushing harder for the physical. And he goes, if you don't do pre-orders on games, they get, he said, maybe 1 copy in the stores now. That's not how it used to be. No. So if there are no pre-orders for whatever, let's say Spider-Man 3 that comes out, and there's maybe just 5 pre-orders, they're just going to get 6 copies of that game, and that's it.
Dude, when physical goes, gaming it will die. And I'm not saying that to be hyperbolic. I'm saying that as the people who are terminally online will keep buying crap. They'll be, look at the Steam effect. I think somebody showed a study that like the average Steam user has over 100 games, and the average Steam user's library of games, only like 5% are actually played. So there's just people like buying, it's blind consumers, they're just buying shit and not actually playing it. And that's what Sony wants. That's what Microsoft wants. And the problem though with that is that you're going to get a generation of gamers that have checked out, like the Gen Xers, the OG guys that have been here since the Atari. We're fucking done. Like we'll just retro shit, we'll emulate shit, whatever. But as far as new stuff goes, it'll be like the occasional sporadic Steam game or good old games or whatever. But you're not going to get the console fanboys anymore. The consoles days are limited, and Microsoft knows this. That's why they're trying to push that like game, like the service like that's platform agnostic. Yeah, Game Pass you can play on your PC and your Xbox. Like they know this because these assholes fucked up consoles to the point where they turned consoles from a unique experience where back in the late 90s you had PC gaming and you had console gaming. If you wanted to play fighters and platformers and shit, you bought a console. You wanted to play first-person shooters, you bought a PC. Now consoles are essentially these homogenized gated garden non-upgradable PCs. And they're expensive, and I call them software rental terminals because of shit we're experiencing now. We're seeing a scenario where games you don't own them. That you got basically the Schwab version of freaking video gaming. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. Yeah, dude, I was playing this game. Why did you take it from me? Well, you have no recourse. Haha, buy new console.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing I was talking about with Xbox. There was a few games that I had purchased, and most of the games I purchased, disc. But there was a few that they didn't even offer on disc, so I purchased them digitally. And one day Microsoft just said, we're eliminating that. And I was like, whoa, I paid for that. Yep. Oh yeah, you don't own it. Yeah, well, fuck you. I'm not going to use your service anymore. And that's when I canceled the stupid freaking gold. I said, you can go to hell. I'm never going to purchase another one of your systems again. And I still have my Xbox One sitting here. And basically, the only thing I use that for is the Blu-ray player, if I can get the Blu-rays to work, because they screw with that shit too.
Yep.
Real quick, let's give Chris an outro here because he's got to get going, and we're gonna head over to Rumble. So yeah, man. Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Crowfire Studios, Arvid Nelson's channel on Sunday at 11 Eastern. So check us out there if you want to hear us gush about fantasy comics. And obviously I'll be on later tonight. I hope so around 8:00 on Draven's for some wrestling.
Very cool, man.
And thanks for having me on, man. I had a blast.
As always, brother. Yeah, looking forward to hanging out in a little bit.
All right, see you guys later.
Cool.
Take care.
Take care.
Later, Chris.
All right. And yes, on that note as well, we're gonna kick it on over to Rumble. Here's the link. So click onto that one. We're gonna go all jumping over there. Talk about some stuff because some stuff happened yesterday. Good old Tucker. He Yeah, and Mr. Jones. So click on that link. We're going to be going there now. Closing out the YouTube portion. Thank you, everyone who popped up in the chat on this side. Let me go to, all right.